So your shoulders roll forward. Your hips are tight. Your ankles are tight. You can't do a pistol squat. You can hardly get off the ground without having to go tripod and pick yourself up a different way. You sit at the computer. You've got carpal tunnel. You've got sore elbows. You've got sore forearms. You've got a wrist that is ridiculously tight. What can we do? Well, there's a few things, okay? Some of this is some of this regression, as some would say, of the modern individual is because we sit at the desk, because we sit rolled over, because we're sitting, with our shoulders forward. We're doing this kind of shit, right? Like sitting, shoulders are forward, wrists are flat, elbows are down, putting overwhelming stress on our fingers. So how do we fix it? Well, it first starts by, like anything, you gotta be consistent. Okay, so what do I mean by consistency here? What I mean is legitimately that if you're going to tighten something down, the more you tighten it down to be able to use it, the more you're going to have to loosen it. So just as if you were doing tons of bench press, or you were doing tons of leg press, or you were doing tons of deadlifts or power cleans, you're going to have to open up your lats, your forearms, your shoulders, your traps. You're going to have to open up your hips. You're going to have to open up your quads, your glutes, your hams. And what does that look like? That doesn't really look like just before you're about to sit down and start typing that you're going to open your stuff up, because the compounding effect, just like consistency for something positive, that can also be seen consistency from the same position. For example, I hurt my shoulder when I was doing photography for so many years. My shoulder, because I had a camera that was going forward and it was extended and I was taking pictures out, my right shoulder started to sit forward and down more than my left. So how did I fix it? Well, went to single arm and single leg and single side exercises to strengthen, right? To strengthen those muscles and tendons. But before that, I had to open up. There's also a time in my life where I went to go shake somebody's hand and my arm felt like it was locked up, right? And that's from me legitimately doing too much camera work, too much computer work, and sitting looking like a sloth. So, not going to keep this too long. It's probably going to be sub 5 minutes. My number one recommendation here would be to mobilize. But mobilize in a manner in which if you are tightening up your forearm by turning it this way, stretch it the other way. I mean, it sounds rudimentary and it sounds foundational, but it's true. I had a PT and a chiro tell me that, a lot of the stuff that I was doing just needed to stop because I was lifting weights. And I was like, no. This is not happening because I'm lifting weights. This is happening because I'm sitting at the computer for 16 hours a day, grinding, editing videos, and what have you there. So, forearm stretches, brachiating. Okay, and what does brachiating mean? Well, it literally means hanging like a monkey. And this book that I'm going to do another episode on, if you can see it, Shoulder Pain, The Solution and Prevention. It is a hell of a book by an orthopedic surgeon by the name of John Kirsch, and it talks about changing the shoulder position and a whole bunch of other stuff by literally just hanging multiple times a day, every day. So we can stretch our forearms. We can also, after we are loose, then build up doing forearm curls, right? Build up those muscles, build up the endurance there. And if we're going to do that, we need to stay under sub 5 pounds, okay? We need to stay closer to like a pound or two. We could do that. We could also work on full extension. There's many things that we can do. The foundational here, though, is that regardless of any of anything crazy that we do, we just need to mobilize more. If you can spend 10 minutes a day, or 15 minutes a day, or 12 minutes a day twice a day, and morning and night, opening back up everything that you tightened that day, Day 1, you're not going to feel amazing. Day 2, you're not going to feel amazing. Day 3, you're not going to feel amazing. Day 7, you might feel a weensy bit better. Day 12, you might feel a little bit better. But 6 weeks of that, and you might find yourself in a position where your shoulders are more open, your wrists don't hurt, carpal tunnel pretty much is non-existent. Now, there's something to be said for those individuals that have had it chronically. That's going to take longer to get the inflammation to go down, for you to open up, and then you build back strength. But nonetheless, we can fix this rolling over modern day problem. A little bit more walking. I try to walk 30 minutes to an hour a day while I'm doing something else. Okay, I'm not saying take an hour and go do something else. No. Like literally, you could be on the phone for a work call. You could be listening to something. You could be checking off a to-do list. You could be brainstorming while you're walking and voice memoing to yourself for someone to transcribe later. There's a lot of things you can do. It doesn't have to be a substitute for it. It can be something that you're doing while you're doing something else. But more walking, more stretching of the forearms, more hanging from pull-up bars. And today, that is all I got. A little over 5 minutes. Hope it was actionable. And, yeah, that's it. Peace.